up? It's your girl Camray and you're watching Camray Music TV, and I'm back with your weekly wrap up. My tongue is blue. Alright, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel. Like this video and share this video with all your friends. Let them know it's the weekly news. I got it right here for yous. Alright, comment down below your thoughts and let's get into this video. Alright, so you guys know that the Democratic convention was this week. The Republican convention will be next week. We saw speeches by Kamala Harris, her accepting the vice president nomination. We saw Michelle Obama. We saw Barack Obama. But there's definitely a fanfare around Joe Biden, you know, being the presidential nominee for this presidential election, representing the Democrats, and with Kamala Harris by his side, we are hoping, praying, wishing that they will be able to win you guys' hearts over, and that you guys are going to do the right thing and vote. Okay, the way I see it is, if we were in any other time with sane, sensible candidates, I wouldn't care who you vote for, because politics, it's not my zhuzh like that. It's not my thing. I can barely keep up with it. But when it's so detrimental like now, when you have a candidate, an actual person in office right now, who says and does things to the detriment of people of color, it is an emergency that we have to do what needs to be done to offset the things that have been done, the way our country has been ruined. That's the best way I can say it without saying too much, okay? I'm gonna just say this. The theme for this video this week is protect Black women. Now, I'm gonna tell you something it's not gonna be fresh to you, okay? Y'all think that we say protect Black women because Black women are some kind of damsels in distress and need to be protected and saved, okay? I can't speak for everyone else, but I can say that for me, as a Black woman, I know that because of who I am, my life is the last one to be thought of to be saved, the last one to be considered for equality, okay? When women got the right to vote and Black men got the right to vote, it was like, okay, where the Black women at, right? So we've always had this plight. We've always been in the center of intersectionality. And then when we talked about in my gender class, we talked about how the Black woman is portrayed as either the mammy, you know, the mama or the auntie with the big arms who can cook and always talking about baby, sweetie, honey, right? The hoe, right? The video girl. There's a few characters that we always get typecasted for, right? The dark-skinned best friend, the friend who keeps it real and girl and all this and right, and the baby mama and all that, right? So I was trying to find the exact post that Isaiah Washington posted, but I couldn't get it for you guys. And actually, the more I thought about it, I don't really want that rhetoric on my channel. I'm here to report what's going down, but not, he just dragged and mentioned every poor stereotype about the Black man, the Black woman. You guys know he's been burned by the Black community a few times, so he's really bitter and really hates the community at this point. So I just felt like, let me just not even spotlight him. It's a reason why I could not find the post. But if you guys don't know who he is the mayor of Chucalissa on P Valley, and so he's still getting gigs. He's on this show that's blowing up, and I'm just like, when will this bitterness subside? Let's move on. For you to have so much hate, it kind of reminds me of those men that be like, yeah, I don't date Black women. Black men who be like, I don't date Black women. You know, I prefer white women. And for me, a preference is a preference. But when you ask them, oh, what do you like about white women? They want to tell you everything they dislike about Black women. But I didn't ask you that. I asked you what you like about white women. But why does it always point back to Black women? And you got Rush Limbaugh calling Kamala Harris a hoe. It's like this is what they try to do. You know, they try to pull you down. The patriarchy right there tries to pull you down by mentioning your sexuality, right? And then using Isaiah Washington because they know he gonna drag. And I'm just like, where's all this hate coming from? But it's stuff like this that we got to ignore. We got to keep our eyes on the prize, and we got to know that it's gonna be coming. People gonna do it. It's disrespectful, it's nasty, and it's downright rude, but they gonna do it. So we got to be the best prepared that we can be. Okay, make sure y'all do the right thing. Make sure y'all get registered to vote. Y'all already know how it's going down with the United States Postal Service, so make sure you get your ballot in early. Do what you got to do to get your voice heard. So Tim Norman is the mother of, I believe her name is Robbie. She has the restaurant Sweetie Pies based out of St. Louis, and then she had a couple different locations. I think she had one down here in Sugar Land or in Houston. Had a couple in California that got shut down. But Tim Norman is her son. This 6 foot something tall man, got these hips that everybody's talking about. He dated Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives for a while, and they had a huge, terrible fallout. And she was saying all these things about him. He was saying all these things about her. We didn't know what to believe, and I kind of feel like people wasn't really believing Jennifer at the time. And you know why, right? I don't have to say it again. Okay, so all that went on, right? So he is in the news this week because he has been arrested for basically conspiring to set his nephew up to be killed and trying to cash in on the insurance money. Oh yeah. So he set up a life insurance policy for his 18-year-old nephew for $450,000. Allegedly, he gets with this woman named Terica down in Memphis. They find someone to do the dirty work. He pays her $9,000 to use the burner phone and call the nephew, and then they didn't have him shot. And then what the icing on the cake is, Tim goes with his mother to where he was shot at on camera.
Yeah, I don't think Mom had been there either. You know, we're still in the same street basically as my grandmother's house, Natural Bridge. So you can see Grandma's house right from here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Natural Bridge is the main street that goes from one end of the city to the next. Everything happens on Natural Bridge. All the crime, all the fast racing. This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
They say he came out and used the phone, so they had to shoot him right here on this porch.
We've lost a lot of family members here on this street. Andre, as of late. And then before Andre, my father, right across from Grandma's house.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
Since Andre's passing, I haven't gone through this part of the city.
Like, what kind of crazy do you have to be to stand there as if you weren't involved in the whole thing? Now, I'm gonna say alleged, but it's looking like it's pretty much proven that he did this, that he did it. In his mugshot here, he's smiling. He's not showing any signs of remorse. He's not showing, I mean, he set it up from what we're looking at, right? So prayers to that family, because Miss Robbie is older. She's an older woman. Now, if y'all don't know the background, she was one of the Ikeettes, sung back up for Tina Turner and Tina and Ike on their little, you know, they road show and stuff. She sung back up for them, and then she stopped doing that and decided to open her own restaurant, okay? And that restaurant was real popular. So, that's just a lot. To conspire to kill your own nephew, that is so sad. Jesus. Moving on to more news. Now we have an update on Meg Thee Stallion, okay? I waited to do my video not only because I had a busy week, but Meg Thee Stallion was holding this morsel for us. She went on live, on her Instagram live, and she had enough, okay? She was on there, no makeup on, hoodie on. She like, listen, I got to clear this stuff up because y'all is dragging my name. So she's on here, and she is going off. She's basically letting y'all know, like, I spared this man. So first of all, she plainly says Tory Lanez shot me, okay? So there's no confusion. All these conspiracies and did he do it, and we need to know his side, and what did she do, and all. I mean, she cleared it all up, and y'all still needed to know more, as if what she was saying, which was the truth, was not enough. And you know why? Because she's a black woman. Now, what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to check y'all biases. I do. Because sometimes we have those biases. We don't even realize we have the biases. You don't even realize that when you're looking at two people, you automatically assume because one is wearing black and one is wearing white, that the one wearing black is up to no good. It's just something in our mind, right? So, when she's saying all this and you're still seeing the comments be like, oh no, she lying. She just saying that. Where was all this at before? She literally says, this man had a gun. We black, all this social injustices going on. I'm not gonna snitch on him. That's your favorite word right there, right? I'm not gonna snitch and say he has his gun or that he even shot me, because we all could be dead. Somebody could have died. That was crazy. So then she's like, it was not until you started lying on me. And then my whole thing is, it's not even, you know, whether it's you or your people lying. When you've seen the lies or heard of the lies, or they came your way, you didn't come out to vindicate her. You didn't come out to set stuff straight. You did not. So I'm just like, Tory Lanez he's canceled for me. And y'all know it's hard for me to just cancel people, because I understand people should be able to learn, grow, and do all of that. But to shoot somebody when they're walking away, and then when you have a chance to admit your wrongs, what kind of people do you have working for you? Because they should not be telling you to do this. What did Olivia Pope teach us? You got to get in front of it. Yeah, he's canceled for me. I had to take him out my playlist, and it was sad for me, because I was really starting to enjoy him. Now, I couldn't do the quarantine lives that he was doing, but I was really starting to enjoy him because I liked how he remade songs. But I'm sorry, JoJo took him off her album. Kehlani took him off of her album. And a lot of people are following suit. Now, we have to send a clear message that it is not okay to shoot someone in retaliation because you upset, because you frustrated, because you're angry, because your pride, your ego, whatever it is. It's not okay. And as much as black women step up to the plate and protect and help out and be careful of the black man's ego and black man's pride and put him up on a pedestal and do all this stuff, where was that at? All the people that was speaking on that WAP video. Nobody had much to say about this here. Nobody had much to say about this here. So she on there and she telling, he did it. And y'all ain't got to wonder or conspire no more. What I got to lie for, Craig? I ain't got no reason to lie. She posted photos of her foot, so you know it's real. Because see, y'all was getting with her because y'all was like, oh, you out in the club. Oh, you filming a WAP video. I mean, y'all this focused like that? So, I don't want to say Tory Lanez's career is over, but honey, like, this is a whole lot. And you have not said nothing. You have not said nothing. And y'all know, if it would have been Kylie Jenner, who got shot, the whole internet would be shut down. Kim would have Tory Lanez under the jail. It doesn't matter that she put herself out there and protected anybody involved and just was like, yes, I got shot, and was really, really trying to protect. That did not matter. It did not matter. And it usually don't, child. It usually don't, because a lot of these men, not all, but I will say most, that toxic masculinity, that patriarchy, that ego, that domestic abuse, that anger, that all that is real. It's real. Stop doing it. Ugh. I'm glad to see Meg Thee Stallion is healing up. Glad to see that WAP was #1 on the Billboard charts. And we just praying for her recovery. Now, Trey Songz. Y'all, I have never liked Trey Songz singing. I have always told people around me he sounds like a little goat, okay? Y'all like that Neighbors Know My Name. Y'all like all his songs, and that's fine. He has some bangers, but I just cannot do. Trey Songz is in the news this week because he is basically being called a sexual predator. Okay, so Selena Powell and her friend were on somebody's podcast, and y'all know everybody got a podcast now. I need to pick my podcast back up and get back to it. Selena Powell is kind of famous for sleeping around and infamous for sleeping around the music industry. And so her and her friend on there basically kissing and telling all kind of stuff, and telling about their sexual escapades and how they, didn't really conquer these streets, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all don't have to go watch it. They get to, telling stories and secrets, unbelievable secrets, and they get to Trey Songz. And Selena Powell shares this story about, him holding her against her will and taking her keys and pressing her against the door and telling her to stay in the bathroom, locking her in the bathroom, and then peeing on her. And so Selena Powell is a white woman, and so everybody went to like, what, are you serious? And Trey, this can't be true, this can't be real, blah blah blah. And so he posted a little post talking about, you can't ever believe a bird. So I'm like, okay, maybe he ain't gonna say much about it then. He gonna leave it alone. But no, I guess she started sharing more information. It really started to pick up. People was like, okay, you got to speak on this, right? And then Keke Palmer, remember a couple months back, she was saying that he kind of, he didn't go so far to pee on her, but she had to lock herself up in the bathroom just so he would leave her alone. So he was like aggressive towards her as well, and tried to answer back in the same tone as well back then. Now August Alsina tried to do her the same way too, so I don't know what that's about. But remember, we had heard about it back then, but nobody believed Keke. Nobody believed her, and if they did, they didn't take it as serious as they taken it with Selena Powell. Something happened to where Trey came back out and basically was trying to clear it up and give advice, but the advice he gave was his text message thread that basically proved that they did meet up, that he did go hang out with her, that he did let her say the N-word. And it's just like, sir, what did you put this out for? All you're doing is proving that, yes, you are a sexual predator, allegedly. There are lots of women who are starting to say, yeah, I had that same experience with Trey Songz. Yeah, this went down with Trey as well with me too. So you might want to start to clean it up. I know you got a son, and that son is gonna get a little older, and you don't want him to grow up seeing this. So you might want to step out and say something more than a text message thread that does not clear you. Another black woman who went through some mess this week is Megan James from Bad Girls Club. Y'all know she had the red bandana at the reunion, and she was like, she had the Hawaiian punch, and she came there to do what she had to do. So I like Megan James. She was on Basketball Wives too as well. Okay, well, she shares this story.
Hey guys, so I just got in from out of town, and a Lyft driver comes to pick me up at the airport. He gets out of his car and he gives me 2 squirts of hand sanitizer to put on my hands, and he gets my bags. He puts them in the trunk. He's like, I'm sorry to be so strict about this, but my dad died 2 weeks ago from COVID, and it's not a game. I was like, I understand. I get in the back of his car. We're riding. He has all the windows down on the streets, right? So we approach the 405. He gets on the 405. Mind you, he's going like 75 in the 405 lane. And I have on a hoodie. So imagine being in the back of a car, somebody going 75 on the highway, and you have on a hoodie. So I politely roll my window up. And I was like, sir, it's hot. Do you mind rolling the windows up, and can we just do air conditioning, because I have on a hoodie and we have like a 30-minute drive. He's like, no, I need air to be circulating because my dad had COVID, and I need air to be circulating. Okay, and so we can't roll the window up. So he rolls my window back down, and then, mind you, all the rest of the windows are down. So we're going a little bit further on the 405, and I just politely roll my personal window up. I'm in the back seat passenger, and he was like, you think I'm playing with you? So mind you, he's all the way to the left in the carpool lane. He swerves in front of 2 cars and all the way to the, what is it called? Like the lane that, like, if you get into a wreck, you pull over. I think it's called like the feeder lane. He swerves into the feeder lane. He stops the car. He gets out. He's like, get the fuck out of my car. I was like, no. He was like, get the fuck out of my car. I was like, no. Like, can you just at least take me to an exit? He was like, no, I told you my dad died of COVID and you think it's a game. So he goes to his trunk. He takes both my bags. He throws them on the feeder road. Mind you, I'm on the 405 on a highway. And he's like, get out of my car. I'm going to call the police. I was like, call the police because I'm not getting out of the car on the highway. He picks me up by my hoodie and drags me out and so we can't roll the window up. He throws me on the side of the highway where my bags are and he drives off. Luckily enough, I was able to get his license plate number, right? So mind y'all, like, I don't know what to do. Like, my fight or flight response is really bad because, like, crazy shit like this don't ever happen to me, right? So the first thing I think to do is call my friend, right? So I call my friend like 5 times and she don't answer the phone. The second thing I do is call the police. So I call the police and I'm on, mind you, I'm on hold for like 5 minutes before I can even talk to anybody. Then I talk to this stupid representative and she's like, oh, well, we need you to come in and make a report. I'm like, I'm on the side of the highway. I'm walking down the 405 trying to hitchhike a ride to somewhere. And no. So then I ended up just hanging up on her. And so then I'm literally on the side of the road, like waving at cars, trying to hitchhike a ride. This nice family picks me up on the side of the road. He throws me, a white lady, a white man, and their daughter. Super nice people, thank God. I just had to go with my gut on that one because it could have been anybody to pick me up, and they were really, really nice. I got in their car. Mind you, they're strangers, don't know them. I'm on the side of the 405. And the lady was like, you know, my husband saw you waving and then we just couldn't leave you there. So we just made the U-turn and came back to pick you up. They dropped me off safely at my house. But now I'm home safely. But I'm saying that to say this, y'all. Since don't nobody want to protect black women, y'all got to protect yourselves. Like, get some mace, get a taser. If you live in a state where guns are allowed, like concealed handguns, get you a gun because these streets are not safe. They're not safe. And these people don't give a fuck about us, period. Mind you, when I was in the car, I called the police again for the like white lady, a white man. And the lady said, oh, we'll have an officer meet you at your house. I'm home. It's an hour and 15 minutes later. There's no cops here. Not one. Then I just got a call from the sheriff. He was like, oh, I'm sorry that we can't come to your house right now because it's not an emergency, but you can go to your local police office and file a report. If I was a white lady in the middle of Beverly Hills and my next door neighbors were having a crazy party, the motherfucking choppers would have been outside. I just got attacked by an Uber and you're trying to tell me I need to get in my car and go to the nearest police station? No. Fuck you, LAPD. I don't fuck with y'all. Fuck you, Lyft. I really don't fuck with y'all. And I just want to let y'all know, like, on some real shit, like, I know, like, all this COVID stuff is going on. Like, bruh, like, my mom had COVID, too. She ain't died, but she had it.
So to think that, yes, we're in the middle of COVID, everybody's being, like, super cautious. Like, these Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, they not playing around. They kicking people out. Yes, fine, cool. But when you take on a job to drive people around, I mean, all kinds of people, you don't know what they coming with. All you know is that they got to have their mask on. You have to provide the comfort for that passenger. So when she says, you know, can you roll up the windows? Because we riding on the 405, this a whole lot of wind. Like, it's hot wind. Can we turn on the air conditioner? And then you don't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna just roll my personal window up. And then you get upset because your dad passed of COVID. It's just like, that's not okay. That's not right. It's just like what she said. If you're going to be this paranoid, maybe you should not be working this job right now. And I understand it is definitely hard times right now to find jobs and to keep jobs and to all of that. I feel it, but you have to dial some of that back some, because to put a woman out, a black woman out in the middle of the highway, it's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's just yet another story, and she's gonna be traumatized from that. Just raggedy. Boosie has officially been kicked off of your favorite app, Instagram, because he is just too much. He's showing out. Y'all, we having all kind of problems on this thing this week. Anyway, he was on the live consistently saying, put this on the live. Put this on the camera. And when I say this, I mean vulgarities, I mean nudities, and consistently, okay? There's the privacy boundaries on Instagram are very wide and vast, okay? So it is kind of hard to get completely kicked off the app. Now, he tried to reach out to Mark Zuckerberg, which is not the correct name, because he felt like Instagram is how he feed his family through brand deals and this and that and that. Okay, well, all the toxic masculinity and sexualizing your children, saying that, you know, your sons, that you had strippers for them when they was like under the age of 18, and, you know, getting on there with young women and asking them to show their breasts and show their vaginas and do all kind of things. It's a bit much, sir. And Instagram has had enough. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekly wrap up this week. I might be back tomorrow because I feel like I left some stuff out. Anyway, we'll see. You guys comment down below what you thought about this week's weekly wrap up. I'm Camaray. This is Camaray Music TV. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!